I'm Danica Patrick, and I'm pretty intense.
It really started like back when I was in college and I developed a drug addiction. And so I spent about 5 years in school, dropped out of school as an addict. And when I went into rehab almost 20 years ago now, I realized that I had to change everything about my life if I was going to stay in recovery. So I started exercising, I started going to the gym, I made a new group of girlfriends who were into running and other like healthy pursuits, who actually like talked about their feelings.
Yeah.
I changed my clothes, I changed my job, like I changed everything. And I really began to pursue health and fitness through that avenue. And I was very focused on my athletic performance. I was very into CrossFit a little bit later on. And so, you know, thinking about athletic performance and recovery, I remember sitting around after a really difficult Olympic lifting session, and my original co-founder.
What was it, deadlifts, clean and jerks?
No, it was like we were at CrossFit Boston.
Yeah,
and
I do
Sinkowski
CrossFit
was
too,
teaching
so.
us how to snatch.
Oh,
I learned
snatching.
how to snatch.
God, I suck at snatching.
I'm like 5'10" and a half. We were
You gotta
not
get that
built
bar really
for
far.
stuff like that. But it was a really good session. It was a really hard session. So we were sitting around after eating, and my original co-founder said to me, I wonder what would happen if we did this like squeaky clean kind of according to like a paleo style diet, anti-inflammatory approach for 30 days, like cleaned up just the last 20%.
Because paleo is so rooted in CrossFit. Like that's very much the adopted diet of CrossFit.
It was, and this was back in 2009, so it really was. And I liked a whole foods approach. I was already doing mostly a whole foods approach, but at the time that he's suggesting this, I'm eating Thin Mints right out of the sleeve because I had just exercised and I had earned them. And I was like, yeah, that sounds really good. Like, let's do it. When do you want to start? And he said, right now. Why don't we start right now? And I'm very like black or white, on or off. The things that made me a good addict make me really good at these kind of challenges. So I was like, cool. I handed my Thin Mints over. And that was really the start of the first Whole30 back in April 2009. It was like a personal self-experiment.
How did you create the guidelines?
So we based it on the framework of a paleo diet, which, you know, was like meat, seafood, and eggs, lots of vegetables and fruit, natural healthy fats. But I knew for me that there were some other kind of additional things.
It's nice that you pointed out the things you do get to eat instead of don't. I'm usually like, no grains, no dairy, no beans, no.
Yeah. It's not my first rodeo.
It's a really positive approach. Good job.
Because there's a lot of stuff you can eat. So those were the things we were focusing on. But I also knew that if I was allowed to like recreate some of my comfort foods with technically compliant ingredients, that would be problematic. I was also kind of obsessed with like the scale and the mirror. I didn't have weight to lose, but I was really obsessed with like my body comp and was I getting more muscular and was I getting leaner?
Like goal-oriented through food?
Yeah, but not in a super healthy way. Like I had a relatively dysfunctional, as many of us did growing up, like relationship with food and my body.
I think being a girl is even harder too.
It's very hard. It's really hard. And then I also had some weird like body image issues based on the fact that I was an addict and I was like super skinny and not at all healthy and like, you know, weak as a noodle. So I had a lot of stuff to prove, I feel like. So this 30-day experiment helped identify for me all the ways that I was using food like I used to use drugs as punishment, as reward, to relieve anxiety, to self-soothe, to comfort myself. But it also, in like removing the foods that I couldn't turn to for those reasons, it helped me develop other coping mechanisms. And I finally felt like for the first time I was able to get off the scale and out of the mirror. It was really powerful.
What were your other coping mechanisms?
Talking to actual human beings about how I felt. I still wasn't very good at it, but it was like a relatively new concept for me.
Talking about
was
feelings.
Good. Just sitting, sitting in my feelings. Not using the gym for punishment. The first 2 weeks of Whole30 are a little bit rough in that your energy can be down. I was very dependent on sugar and didn't realize it. So I couldn't go into the gym to beat myself up. So I would go for walks or hikes. And that felt like a nice, or like a yoga class.
Because you were a little depleted.
Yeah. So I think I just, in the absence of realizing how often I would turn to these foods, I'm having a bad day, it's this. I feel like crap, this. I didn't have a good workout, this.
Yeah.
The awareness, I think, was so important.